Hello, everyone, and welcome to our weekly LimeWire community update. It's a few days delayed. We didn't manage to do it last week, but today is pretty much the weekly update of the past week, of the first week of March, with three agenda points for today. First of all, we start again with the Q1 focus areas, just like we did in the past weeks since the beginning of the year. Just give you a quick progress update on what we are working on and how far we came so far. The second bit is the UI updates and a quick sneak peek. I've promised it last week already, so just sharing a couple of screenshots of how the UI update will look like. This is really just a start. We don't want to give away too much at this point yet, but to give you guys a bit of a look and feel of the future interface and UI of the platform. And last but not least, covering the LimeWire token as every week. Starting with the Q1 focus areas. So as you know, we've been working on four key elements over the past months. Pretty much all of this is closing in now. We are almost done with those items for the first quarter of the year. Starting with the community feedback. So we've implemented this feature that you guys can vote on the community feature requests and the new features to work on for us internally, so we know what to focus on, what you guys are wishing for on the platform and its new features on limewire.com. We have already implemented the first one with the Explore page update. This is a complete update into the algorithm, how images and music files are currently being selected. The second bit is on-platform notifications. This will come with the UI update. We are almost finished there. The designs are done. The technical bits are almost done in terms of notifications. It will be much easier for everybody to get notifications on the platform. That was the first part everybody has voted for in the new feature on Discord. And last but not least, the third one will be the not safe for work filter for especially Blue Willow version 5. This will come with a bigger release of version 5 as the default model in the studio and on Discord. That's already the second point. Blue Willow version 5, that has been a key focus area for the Q1 part of this year. It is already in beta. We are close to launching it as a default model in the AI studio and on Discord. We just need to do a couple of final implementations also on our infrastructure that it will run on. But it's close to being completed as a pretty much default model for all our tools. Very much looking forward to this. And this will then also allow us to do constant improvements on it. So we will constantly, which we are doing today already, be able to include new themes, new topics, dedicated improvements for certain areas or features that you would like the model to be better at. So we'll continuously improve it based on community feedback. The third item is platform UI improvements. I'm going to share a quick sneak peek in the next chapter. And last but not least, marketing and engagement. That is going quite nicely. Last week, we've crossed the 180,000 followers already. Coin market cap, we've now crossed 20,000 followers. That went up by another 10% in the past week. And we are working on educational content and influence content that you might have seen across YouTube already. Now we're also expanding this to other platforms. So overall, everything looks on track. I'm pretty sure we will close in on all these three topics within Q1. So very nice to see, that the Q1 plan is actually coming to completion. And after that, we will also pretty much show you how the Q2 and the rest of the year is going to look like with a clear roadmap ahead of time at the end of March, beginning of April. Then talking about the second topic of today, UI updates and the sneak peek of how it's going to look like. So you can see a short sneak peek, just a screenshot of one part of the UI on the right side here, which is pretty much the AI Studio landing page. What we're really aiming to do with this new AI Studio UI, but also with the entire platform UI, is to simplify the entire user journey, especially for content creation. So in this view, everybody will be able to start pretty much with the content creation part right away. It directs users directly to the use cases. You can see everything in a single view. You don't have to jump between different content types and understand what works and how it works. You can also, within that first view, already start typing in prompts. It also works across different content types. So we will have a chat assistant that will show you or will guide you through content types that you want to create. So you don't have to jump between music creation, image creation. It's a much more frictionless experience for every user and every content creator on the platform. What we will also do is, once you started to create content, to show you a complete UI, which is based on a chat interface that basically allows everybody to have a much more interactive, creative process. So you are pretty much chatting with an UI rather than typing in single prompt and having to do all these different settings. There will still be all the advanced settings, but especially for beginners, it's a much easier way to start the journey. A lot less friction, a lot less churn, because you can literally just type into a chat, into a bot interface, what you want to create. You get some feedback from it, and you interact with it step by step. You will also have a much easier life in terms of seeing your history and all the content that you've created already, because the chat interface will also work as the content history. There will still be a media part where you can select and see all your different creations in a single view. But in the chat, you can also see what you actually wrote as part of it. If you want to iterate with it again, you can also have different chats on certain topics. So this is going to simplify everybody's life, I hope, a lot, because especially the history and the search for it has been one key topic that a lot of you have mentioned already, and something we've been working on for quite some time already, and how to improve it in the UI. So I think this interactive approach is definitely going to make life easier, at least for the beginners and for everybody coming to the platform as a new user, but I hope also for our advanced users, since I believe it's a much more creative process in generating content. And last but not least, what this will also help us is really simplify the mobile experience a lot. At the moment in the studio, I think it looks extremely nice and high quality in the AI studio on mobile, but you still need to jump around between the different settings. If you want to have advanced settings or your media files, you need to jump to a different tab. And this will be much, much simpler with the new UI. If it's a chat interface, everything is within one history. You just pretty much have your feed where everything is created in. You can jump back to certain points in time or just create something new within the same feed, which makes life a lot easier if you're on a mobile device rather than on a desktop. And yeah, again, really focusing on an improved user experience and a much simpler and lower churn UI for everybody who is coming to the platform as a new user. So again, just as a quick summary, those are only very high level and short sneak peeks. We don't want to give away too much yet, but I can already tell you that this new setup and the new UI also comes with a lot of backend changes, which basically means that we have a lot more flexibility in adding new content types, in adding new certain features, functionalities of image creation, music creation, and other types. It will be much more interactive, and we don't always have to create a new UI, a new studio UI if we add a new content type, for instance, but we can pretty much just integrate everything into the single view. The whole idea is really everybody's coming to the LMWR AI Studio. You will immediately recognize it's the LMWR AI Studio, and no matter what you create, you're still within the same view, which makes the user experience a lot simpler. That's it for the UI sneak peeks. Last but not least, as every week, a LMWR token update. We have been working on quite a few influencer topics in the past weeks. You might have seen it already. There was some coverage on YouTube. We are now also pushing a lot on other channels like Twitter and especially TikTok. We've seen that to perform quite well. If you type in LMWR on YouTube, you can see quite a lot of influencers, smaller key opinion leaders that have mentioned the token already. We're working on a lot more in the next weeks to come. I think this is a start of a crypto cycle that we also have to push for now. And we've also crossed the 20,000 follower mark on CoinMarketCap. And by the way, we are also listed now again as an AI token on CoinGecko and as an AI token on CoinMarketCap in their categories. So really pushing the narrative of LMWR being a leading AI studio and a crypto token and an ecosystem for AI creators and content creators as such. As every week, a quick review of the token price performances and the KPIs. The price is slightly up. We're at 73 cents now, slightly up in the past 7 days. Trade volume is a bit lower now, but still relatively good at 2.5 million. That's up a lot actually compared to where we ended at the end of last year, so more than 3 or 4 times the volumes from end of last year. So very good to see that this is stabilizing at a high volume. Token holders went up again, as pretty much every week at the moment. So we had 8,500 on chain plus over 10,000 on the platform. So yeah, long story short is we are growing steadily, which is really nice to see. Very much looking forward to the next weeks and months. I think the UI update is going to be a huge improvement and a huge push, and we are also pushing on the marketing side over the next weeks with influencers as much as we can. If you have any questions, please drop those into the channel chat or the feedback chat. Happy to look into those. And thank you for listening in. Talk to you next week, and bye-bye.